Okay, hi, hello. Welcome to the class number 5 of financial accounting. In the morning section, we have discussed certain journal entries. So now we have to discuss some more journal entries. So totally, we are following the only modern approach in our classes. What is the meaning of modern approach? All the expenditure and assets are debit balance, and the incomes and liabilities are credit balance. So the debit balance increases, what we have to do debit. The debit balance decreases, what we have to do credit. In the same way, if the credit balance increases, what we have to do credit, and credit balance decreases, what we have to do debit. General meaning of debit balance means debit side is more than the credit side. Then general meaning of credit balance means credit side is more than the debit side. So we already know. So we have solved certain journal entries. Machinery completed, purchase and sold. Next, the transaction number. Building purchased from Mr. Krishna of rupees 2 lakhs. Building purchased from Mr. Krishna of rupees how much 2 lakhs. So whether this is a cash transaction or credit transaction, this is a credit transaction. Okay, so what are the outcomes? Here the outcome is billing on Mr. Krishna or billing or cash. Here the outcomes are billing on Mr. Krishna. We should not take the cash because this is a credit transaction. Billing on Mr. Krishna. So billing. What is the meaning of billing? It is an asset or liability? It is an asset. So asset which balance debit balance. Asset is having debit balance. So here we are purchasing or we are selling? We are purchasing. So that means comes into the business or goes out? Comes in. So what it means? Increases or decreases? Increases. Next one, what we have to do increases means. So billing asset debit balance increases, what we have to do debit. Next one, Mr. Krishna. So now we are purchasing the billing from Krishna means. So here the Mr. Krishna is what creditor. So the creditor balance will be increases or decreases. At the time of making the credit purchases of asset or good, the creditor value will be increases. So what is the meaning of Mr. Krishna? Creditor. So creditor means what liability. Creditor means liability. So liability which balance? Credit balance. So increases or decreases? Increases. At the time of making the repayment to creditor, the balance will be decreases. So increases. What we have to do? Credit. So what is the journal entry we will get? Mr. Krishna account debit to building account. Okay. I am testing because some members are sleeping in the class. So what is the entry Building account debit to Mr. Krishna account. Amount is 2 lakhs and 2 lakhs. So prepare the ledgers on your own. Completed. The next transaction number 10. Building sold to Miss Kavya of rupees 4 lakhs. Billing sold to Miss Kavya of rupees how much? 4 lakhs. So what are the two outcomes? Billing or cash, or billing or Kavya? Billing and Kavya. Because this is a credit transaction or cash transaction. Because this is a credit transaction. In the credit transaction, we'll take the outcome as what? Person. So the two outcomes are billing and Miss Kavya. So billing means what? Asset. Asset will have the debit balance or credit balance. Asset will have the debit balance. So we are selling the billing, we are purchasing. Sell. Selling means what? Goes out or comes in? Goes out. Goes out means decreases. So debit balance decreases means what we will do? We will do the credit. Next one. We are making sales to the Kavya. So the Kavya is called as debtor or creditor? Debtor. The Kavya is called as what? Debtor. So debtor means asset or liability? Asset. Asset will have which balance? Asset will have the debit balance. Asset will have the debit balance. Whether it is increasing or decreasing? Increasing. At the time of making the repayment made by the debtor value will be decreases. But here at present, the debtor value will be increases. So what we have to do? Debit. The debit balance increases. We have to do the debit. So what is the entry we need to get? Miss Kavya account debit to billing account. What is the amount? 4 lakhs. Completed? Okay. So what is the next transaction number? Total 10 transactions we have discussed. The first transaction we have discussed general cash payment, and next one cash received, next one what? Purchase of goods, next sale of goods, next purchase of goods on credit basis, and sale of goods on credit basis. Next we have discussed about purchase of asset, sale of asset. Next, purchase of asset on credit basis, sale of asset on credit basis. So these are the transactions we have discussed. Is there any doubts regarding to this? No. Okay, the next transaction. Transaction number 11. So we can discuss a small story here. So we are planning to start the business. Which business we need to start? So can you give any plan regarding to the business plan? Huh? Food business. Food business, for the business of a food. Okay, I am taking the business. There is no more pics better than this one. So this is a business we have started. Okay, food business. Okay, now Teju give an idea. So Teju food business we have started. So we have sold. Our food business is famous. So by way of knowing like this, Brahmanandam came to us. Who came to us? Brahmanandam. Oh. Okay, now the famous Tollywood comedian. Okay, now Brahmanandam. So like food business means like Vantalakka, like that. Teju have started that one. So we have sold Brahmanandam on a credit basis. On which basis, ma? Credit basis. So goods sold on credit. Okay, now daily from our shop only Brahmanandam will take the tiffin, food, and at night snacks. After that, what my dinner, all the things we will only send to the Brahmanandam house. Okay, now so totally we make the credit sales of rupees 1 crore. Of rupees how much, ma? 1 crore. Okay, now the Brahmanandam will become what, ma? He will become a debtor or creditor? Debtor. So he is a debtor. Okay, now this is transaction number 1. This is transaction number 1. After that, we can write the entries. After that, what, ma? We can write the entries. In this food business, so Brahmanandam had made the payments. He made the repayment. Amount received of rupees 70 lakhs. How much amount we have received, ma? 70 lakhs. This is transaction number 2. This is what, ma? Transaction number 2. After that, we gave a discount. What we have done, ma? We gave a discount. Discount of rupees 5 lakhs. Discount of rupees how much, ma? 5 lakhs. This is transaction number 3. Next. Okay. Once upon a time, we have supplied the food, but the family members are not there at house. Okay, na? But we have recorded as a credit sale. So after that credit sale, what we have to do? We have to record like a sales returns. We have supplied the food like daily way. Daily we are supplying. In that way only we are supplied the food. But on a one day they have suddenly they go to the trip, so that we are unable to supply. But we have recorded as what ma credit sale. Now in order to cancel the credit sale, what we have to record? We have to record the sales returns. So in the same way, what is done ma? There are a sales returns. They are having what ma? Sales returns. Sales returns of rupees 75 lakh completed. Of rupees 10 lakhs. Sales returns of rupees how much ma? 10 lakhs. This is the whole story. This is the transaction number 4. So totally how many transactions we are having? We are having the 4 transaction. What is the transaction number 1? We made the credit sales. So the Brahmananda had become what ma? Debtor. Next, what is the transaction number 2? He has made the payment to us. How much ma? 70 lakhs. What is transaction number 3? We gave the discount. We gave the discount means discount allowed or received. Discount allowed. So discount allowed of rupees how much? 5 lakhs. And he has given the sales returns of rupees how much? 10 lakhs. So there is any balance? How much? 75? 15 lakhs. So treat the 15 lakhs as a bad debt. Treat the 15 lakhs as a just an example. Okay na? Brahmanandam can pay na, cannot pay na? He can pay, but imagine treat the 15 lakhs what ma? Bad debt. So this is the transaction number 4. 5. So for this we need to write the 5 journal entries. Already we have discussed the transaction number 1, credit sales. In the case of credit sales, what are the outcomes? Sales and debtor. Sales and debtor is the outcomes. Okay na? So I am writing one by one. Okay. I think you have recorded the points. First one credit sales. Second one what ma? Amount received. Okay, don't try to draw the picture of Brahmanandam. Put only the name of Brahmanandam, or otherwise put your name instead of Brahmanandam. Okay na? If you try to draw means it will take the time. Okay na? That picture cannot draw, I think so. Anyone? Completed. So one by one, we'll get a clear clarity from the point of view of debtor. Okay na guys? So let us start. What is the first transaction? The transaction number 1 is goods sold on a credit basis. Goods sold on credit basis of rupees how much? 1 crore. Of rupees how much more? 1 crore. What are the two outcomes? Sales and debtor. What are the two outcomes, ma? Sales and debtor. So sales means what, ma? Income. Sales means income. We will have which balance? Credit balance. We'll have the income of credit balance. So the credit balance, sales, increases or decreases, ma? Increases. Always the income will be increase. So increase means what we have to do? Credit. So debtor means an asset. Debtor means what, ma? An asset. Which balance will be there? Debit balance. Debit balance. So here the asset value increasing or decreasing? Increasing. At the time of credit sales, the debtor value will be increases. For the remaining points, for the remaining transactions, the debtor value will be decreases. So increases, what we have to do? Debit. So what is the entry we'll get, ma? We'll get the entry of debtor account debit to sales account. Debtor account debit to sales account. How much, ma? 1 crore. Just write 1 CR. 1 CR. Or otherwise, how many zeros will be there? 7 zeros. Okay. Let us discuss the second point. What is the second point? Okay. Amount received from debtor. What is the second transaction, ma? Amount received from debtor of rupees. How much amount we have received, ma? 70 lakh. We received the amount of rupees 70 lakhs. What are the two outcomes? The two outcomes are cash and debtor. So here the cash means what, ma? Asset. So we are receiving the cash. So okay, asset means which balance? Debit balance. We are receiving the cash. That means comes into the business or goes out? Comes in. It means increasing or decreasing? Increasing. Increases. What we have to do? The debit balance increases means we will do what, ma? Debit. Next. Debtor. Debtor means an asset or liability. Debtor means an asset. Asset will have which balance, ma? Asset will have the debit balance. Asset will have the debit balance. Now, at the time of credit sales, we have sold the goods for rupees 1 crore. Now he made the repayment of rupees how much, ma? 70 lakhs. Now the debtor balance will decreases from 1 crore to how much? 30 lakhs. That means decreasing or increasing? Decreasing. So decreases. So the debit balance decreases means what we have to do, ma? Credit. So what is the entry we will get? The entry we will get is cash account debit to debtor account. Cash account debit to debtor account 70 lakhs and 70 lakhs. We know the format, right? What is the format of journal? Date, particulars, LF, debit amount and credit amount. So here 70 lakhs, first 70 lakh is called as debit amount. Second 70 lakh is called as what ma? Credit amount. Okay, now. Next, what is the third transaction ma? We made the discount. We have given the discount allowed of rupees how much? 5 lakhs. So the third transaction, discount allowed to debtor of rupees how much ma? 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs only na? So what are the two outcomes? Discount allowed and the debtor are the two outcomes. Discount allowed and debtor are the two outcomes. So what is the meaning of discount allowed? Whether this one is an income or expenditure, asset or liability, this is an loss. When come to this one, this is called as what ma? Loss, or we can call it as what ma? Expenditure. So loss, or we can call it as what ma? Expenses. So loss or expenditure, which balance ma? Debit balance. Okay. Now discount allowed. Previously we have whether we have given any discount allowed? No. Now only we have given the discount allowed. That means what ma? Loss increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So increases means what we have to do? Debit. Increases, we have to do the what ma? Debit. What is the next one? Next one is called as what ma? Debtor. Debtor means an asset. Which balance? Debit balance. So we made the credit sales of rupees how much ma initially? Just a second. We made the credit sales of rupees how much ma? 1 crore. After that, the debtor made the repayment of rupees how much? 70 lakh. Now the balance has become how much ma? 1 crore minus 70 lakh. The balance has become to 30 lakh. In this 30 lakh, again we have provided the discount of rupees how much? 5 lakhs. That means if you reduce the 5 lakhs, then we will get the balance of rupees how much ma? 25 lakh. Means again the debtor value will be decreases or increasing. The debtor value is decreases. Okay na? Please be patient. Okay, at the initial stage, like that only will be there because we have already learned this concept. Please give me for 10 days. We can go to the new topics. 10 days means 5 days. Okay na? Daily 2 sections na? Only for this week. After that we can go. So okay, the debit balance. So the debtor balance increasing or decreasing? The debtor balance is decreases. What we have to do? The debit balance decreases, we have to do the credit. Now while writing the journal entry, first we have to record the debit and second we have to record the credit. So what is the entry we'll get ma? Discount allowed account debit to. We should not call as debtor. We should call it as what ma? Debit. Okay, discount allowed account debit to debtor account. What is the amount? 5 lakhs on 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs only, yeah? Okay, what is the fourth transaction? Sales returns made by the debtor of rupees how much ma? How much? 10 lakhs. Sales returns made by debtor of rupees 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs means 6 zeros or 7 zeros? 6 zeros. What are the two outcomes will come to the picture? Sales returns and debtor. Here he is not giving the cash. He is giving the goods which are sold by us. Okay na? So the two outcomes are sales returns next one what ma? Debtor. What is the meaning of sales returns, sir? I will take the sales returns as an expenditure. Why, sir? Because the sales is called as income. We are bifurcating the sales return as expenditure. Or we can think from the point of view of income also. So imagine because of sales returns, sales value will be reduces. Because of sales returns, which value will be reduces ma? Sales value. So sales is an income. Credit balance and decreases, what we have to do? Debit. Or otherwise we can classify the sales returns as what ma? Income or expenditure. Why, sir? Because of the sales returns, the sales value will be reduces. Sales is called as what ma? Income. That one reduces means what we have to do? We have to do the opposite. Okay, now income is having the credit balance. If we have to reduce means what we have to do ma? Debit. So directly I am classifying it as what ma? Sales returns as an expenditure. Why I am classifying? Because of these sales returns, the sales value will be reduces. So expenditure which balance? Or otherwise, okay, expenditure which balance ma? Debit balance. The expenditure always increases. What we have to do? Debit. This is one kind of approach. What is the another approach? We can link this sales returns to sales. What is the meaning of sales? Sales is an income or expenditure. Sales means an income. Sales means what ma? An income. Will have which balance? Debit balance. Sorry. Income means which balance ma? Credit balance. Because of this sales returns, sales value will be increases or decreases? Decreases. What we have to do ma? Debit. We can follow any kind of approach. No problem. Next, debtor. Debtor means what ma? Asset. Asset. So now while making the sales returns, the debtor value will be increases or decreases? Decreases or increases? Decreases. So asset which balance? Debit balance. Value will be decreases. What we have to do? Credit. How the value decreases, sir? At the time of making the credit sales, what is the total credit sales? 1 crore. The total credit sales is 1 crore. In that, the debtor made the repayment of rupees how much ma? 70 lakh. Now the debtor value become 30 lakh. After that, we have discount allowed to him. How much? 5 lakh. Debtor value again become to how much? 25 lakh. In that, the debtor returning goods to us how much ma? 10 lakhs. If you reduce it, the debtor value become how much? 15 lakhs. So the value decreases from 25 lakh to 15 lakh. So that the debtor value is decreasing or increasing? Decreasing. So what is the entry we'll get ma? Sales returns account debit to debtor account. Sales returns account debit to debtor account. What is the amount? 10 lakhs. What is the amount ma? 10 lakhs. So there is a last one. What ma? Bad debts. What is the last entry? Bad debts. So completed. For the sales returns, we are having the two approaches. We can directly classify the sales returns as expenditure because opposite to the sales, or we can link with the what ma? Sales. By linking with the sales, the sale will have the credit balance. Because of the sales returns, the sales value will be decreases. So the credit balance decreases means what we have to do? Debit. Directly we can classify it as what ma? Expenditure, debit balance increases, debit. Any kind of approach we can use that. Next one, the final one. What is the final transaction? Bad debts made by debtors of rupees how much ma? 15 lakhs. We trust the Brahmanandam, but he has made how much of bad debts? 15 lakhs. Normally, just for an example, he will not make the bad payments. Okay. What are the two outcomes? Here the two outcomes are bad debts and debtor. What are the two outcomes ma? Bad debts and debtor are the two outcomes. Bad debt is a loss or income or expenditure or gain. Bad debt is a loss. Which balance? Debit balance. Which balance ma? Debit balance. Here the initially we are having any bad debts? No. Now only we are getting the bad debts. So the balance increases 0 to 15 lakhs. So increases or decreases? Increases. So increases. What we have to do ma? Debit. Next, what is the meaning of bad debt, sir? Whether we will get any amount from the debtor or not. We are not going to receive any amount in future by the debtor. Okay now. So he has making an insolvent person. He has making a insolvent person. So we are not going to receive any amount from the debtor. That means the debtor value should be reduces in our books of accounts or increases? Reduces. What is the meaning of reduce? Reduce means decrease. We have to decrease the debtor balance for closing of the debtor account in our books of accounts. So debtor means what ma? Debtor means an asset. What is the balance? Debit balance. So the balance increasing or decreasing? The balance decreases in order to close the debtor account in the books of accounts. So decreases means what we have to do ma? Credit. So what is the entry we will get? So bad debts account debit to. Bad debts account debit to debtor account. The amount is having the 15 lakhs and 15 lakhs. This is the whole story about the debtor. Totally how many transactions we'll get from the point of view of debtor? 5 points. We can take the sixth point also. Recovery of bad debts. What is the sixth point? Recovery of bad debts. Bad debts recovered and the cash will come to the picture. What is the sixth point? Write the sixth point. Bad debts recovered of rupees 10 lakhs. Bad debts recovered from debtor of rupees 10 lakhs. We can write like that also. So what are the two outcomes will come to the picture? The debtor will not come to the picture. Okay now, because already we have closed the debtor account in our books of accounts. Yes or no ma? Initially we have debited with the totally 1 crore. We have credited with the 1 crore completed. Yes or no? If you observe. So in the second transaction, what is the credit amount? 70 lakh. In the third one, what is the credit amount? 5 lakhs. In the fourth one, what is the credit amount? 10 lakhs. So total up to here, how much ma? 70 plus 10, 80 plus 5. And again here 15. How much? 15 lakhs. Total will become how much ma? 1 crore. We have debited with the 1 crore. We have credited with the 1 crore. That means, is there any debtor account in our books of accounts? No. We have closed the debtor account. What is the meaning of closing, sir? We are not having any carried on and brought forward values. We are having the brought forward value means the account is still in our books of accounts. We are not having any brought forward value, so that the debtor is no more in our books of accounts. So what are the two outcomes which come to the picture ma here? Bad debts recovered is an income to us. What we have received the cash. So the two outcomes are bad debts recovered you get a clear clarity. Bad debts recovered and cash are the two outcomes. The debtor will not come into the picture. Okay, na guys? Okay. What is the meaning of bad debts recovered? What is the meaning of bad debts recovered? Income or expenditure? Income. Income means which balance? Credit balance. Income means which balance ma? Credit. Initially we are having any bad debts recovered? No. Now only we are getting the bad debts recovered. This type of income, whether we are having any previously, we are not discussed any previous amount. So what is the balance previously? 0. Now it become to 10 lakhs. So the balance increasing or decreasing? The balance is increases. So bad debts recovered, income, credit balance. Increases means what we have to do ma? Credit. Next. Cash means what ma? Asset. So normally what is the asset balance? Asset balance is called as a debit balance. Asset balance is called as what ma? Debit balance. Now cash comes into the business or goes out? Comes into the business. So the balance increases or decreases? The balance increases. The debtor balance increases means what we have to do ma? We have to do the debit. What is the entry we will get? Cash account debit to bad debts recovered account. So please think from modern accounting approach only. Okay, now forget the traditional approach. No problem. So what is the amount? 10 lakhs. So this is the whole story about the debtor. Only these transactions will come to the picture from the point of view of debtor. Okay. Now try to write the compound entries. Try to write the compound entries. How to write the compound entries? Sir, we can write the compound entries. The transaction should be happen on the same date or different data. Same date. Okay now. For example, we are having the 4-5 transactions, 4-5 journal entries on the same date. Then only we can compound. Otherwise, we cannot write the compound entries. First of all, those transactions should be happen on the same data, different data, same date. Okay, imagine This 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions. What are the transactions, ma? 2, 3, 4, 5 means payment. 2, 3, 4, 5 means what, ma? Amount received from the debtor, discount allowed, sales returns, and the bad debts. These 2, 3, 4, 5, these 4 transactions are happened on the same date. Imagine these 4 transactions are happened on the same date. What is the journal entry for the amount received from the debtor? The journal entry for the amount received from the debtor is cash account debit to debtor account. Cash account debit to debtor account. Next one, the amount, next one what ma? Discount allowed to debtor. What is the entry, ma? Discount allowed account debit to debtor account. Next, what is the sales returns entry? Sales returns account debit to debtor account. Next one, what is the bad debts entry? Debtor account debit to, bad debts account debit to debtor account. If you observe the 4 transactions and 4 journal entries, in the each and every journal entry, debtor is debited or credited. Debtor is credited. We can write, we can combine the entries. While combining the entries, we can call it as a compound entry. So, I will write the compound entry for the 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions. So, what we will get, ma? Compound entry for, what is the entry? What is the heading? Compound entry for compound entry, journal entry for 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions. So once again, what is the second journal entry? Cash account debit to debtor account. So I am writing the cash account debit. How much, ma? 70 lakh. Okay. What is the second journal entry? Discount allowed account debit to debtor account. So I am writing discount allowed account debit. How much discount we have allowed, ma? 5 lakhs. Next one, sales returns. What is the entry, ma? Sales returns account debit to debtor account. So sales returns account debit. How much sales returns? 10 lakhs. What is the next transaction, ma? Bad debts. What is the bad debts entry? Bad debts account debit to debtor account. So bad debts account debit. How much, ma? 15 lakhs. If there is a debit means must and should what, ma? There should be a credit. In the journal entries, there is a principle called as debit must be always equal to what, ma? Credit. So in all the entries, the debtor is credited. So that now I am crediting the debtor value with how much, ma? 1 crore. Debtor value is how much, ma? 1 crore. So this is how we need to write the compound entry. What is the meaning of compound entry, sir? More than one debit and one credit, or one debit and more than one credit, or more than one debit and more than one credit is called as a compound entries. Okay, now how to post this compound entry into the ledgers? How to post the compound entry into the ledgers? How, sir? Normally in the morning section we have seen whether we are having only one debit and one credit, we have seen the posting. Now how many accounts we need to open? We need to open the 5 accounts. cash account, discount allowed account, sales returns account, bad debts account, and debtor account. How to post, sir? Simple only. First of all, open the cash account, normal T shape. Please open the cash account. In this, we are going to learn only the posting. How to post. Cash account, left hand side will record the debit record, right hand side will record the credit record. So, while posting into the cash account, once again we should not write the cash in that particular cash account. Okay, now inside the cash account. So cash account is debited in the journal entry or credited in the journal entry. Cash account is debited in the particular journal entry. So that in the cash account, we have to record on the debit side or credit side. We have to record on the debit side with the opposite asset account. What is the opposite asset? The opposite asset is only one. What is that one, ma? Debtor account. So that in the debit side, what we have to put, ma? To debtor account. How much amount we need to record? Whether we have to record 70 lakhs or 1 crore. We have to record the 70 lakhs. Why, sir? In front of the cash account, how much amount is appearing? Here the amount appeared is 70 lakhs. So that we have to record only 70 lakhs in that particular cash account. So 70 lakh. So here the cash account is showing which balance, ma? The cash account is showing the debit balance because the debit side is more than the credit side. Imagine only this one transaction is there. Next, which account we need to open? We need to open the discount allowed account. We need to open the which account, ma? Discount allowed account. So please take a normal T shape. Discount allowed. In the left hand side, we will have the debit record. In the right hand side, we will have the credit record. In the journal entry, discount allowed is debited or credited. In the journal entry, the discount allowed is debited. So that in the particular discount allowed account, we have to record on debit side or credit side. We have to record on the debit side only. While recording the debit asset, we have to record with the name of credit asset. We have to record it with the name of what, ma? Credit asset. What is the credit asset? Only one. That one is called as what, ma? That one is called as only debtor. So to debtor account. How much amount we need to record? We need to record the amount called only 5 lakhs. Only how much, ma? Only 5 lakhs, because in the debit side, in front of the discount allowed, the amount is how much, ma? Only 5 lakhs. Which balance is showing? The discount allowed account is showing the debit balance because the debit side is more than the credit side. Next, which account we need to open? We need to open sales returns account. Guys, are you getting it or not? The amount is also important and the side is also important and the account is also important. Sales returns account. Left hand side is called as debit record. Right hand side is called as credit record. Just posting I am saying. In the morning section we have seen the full discussion about the balancing. Just posting I am saying. In the journal entry, sales returns is debited or credited? In the journal entry, the sales return is debited. Don't be like that. Okay, now please be participative. In the morning section already I have told you, please don't sleep. Sneha, you are sleeping. Kavya, you are sleeping. Okay, na? These are the good guys, but the time difference. Now the time is 3:30. At afternoon, the class hour started on 2:30 onwards. Before the class, there is a lunch break. I think they have eaten curd rice more and I think so. Not only this time, Kavya will sleep every time. Okay. So, sales returns is debited or credited, ma? Sales return is debited, so that we have to record on the debit side or credit side. We have to record on the debit side. So, while writing the debit side, we have to use the prefix called as what, ma? To. So, to with the opposite asset. What is the opposite asset, ma, here? Debtor. So, to debtor or by debtor? To debtor. How much amount we need to record? We need to record what is the amount presented on the debit side in front of the sales returns. The amount is how much, ma? Only 10 lakhs. So that how much amount we need to record? We need to record the 10 lakhs. So which balance it is showing? It is showing the balance of debit balance. So because the debit side is more than the credit side. So bear with me, please bear with me for 1 week. Okay, you all the guys are known the journal entries posting as well. But even though you already known, please bear for 1 week. So next, which account? Bad debts account. So I will go in a super fast manner. Bad debts. So left hand side debit record, right hand side credit record. Bad debt is debited or credited? Bad debt is debited. So that we have to record on the debit side or credit side? We have to record on the debit side. So with the name called as what, ma? To debtor. How much amount we need to record, ma? Here there is only having the 15 lakhs. So that we have to record how much amount? 15 lakhs. So which account, what is the balance of the bad debts account? The balance is debit balance because we are having the debit side is more than the credit side. Next, here comes the final account called as debtor account. Okay, Chiranjeevi, I think he is planning to singing a song, I think so. Okay, which account, ma? Debtor account. So in the journal entry, debtor is debited or credited? Credited, so that we need to record on the credit side. So credit side, what is the prefix we need to put? We need to put the prefix of by. What is the first one? So while recording the credit asset, we need to write the debit asset name. But we are having the how many debits, ma? We are having the 4 debits, so that the 4 accounts we need to record on the credit side. So by cash account, how much we need to record? By cash amount, we need to record of 70 lakhs. By discount allowed, 5 lakhs. By sales returns, 10 lakhs. By bad debts, 15 lakhs. So like that, we need to post the entries. So what are there? Can you repeat it again? By cash account, how much, ma? 70 lakh. If you repeat, it will be completed in a fast manner. By sales returns, by discount allowed. By discount allowed account, how much, ma? 5 lakhs. After this, what is the account? By sales returns, I am putting the shortcut. SR means what, ma? Sales returns. Okay, na? Sales return, how much? 10 lakhs. Next one, what, ma? By bad debts. How much, ma? 15 lakhs. Like that, we need to post the entries. So totally, we are having the debtor balance of how much? 10 lakhs. Sorry, 1 crore. How much, ma? 1 crore. While making the credit sales, what is the entry we have recorded? Debtor account debit to sales account. So if you put 2 sales here, how much, ma? 2 sales account, 1 crore. The account will be tallied or not tallied, amma? The account will be tallied. So how to put the commas, ma? From back side onwards, 3 2 2 2. For every 3 zeros, 1 for the initial stage. After that, for every 2 zeros, you need to put the 1 comma. This is the total discussion about what, ma? Not the journal. This is a total discussion about the debtor. Total discussion about the debtor. This is how we need to post the entries in our books of accounts. So one part is completed. Which one is completed, ma? One part, the discussion related to debtor is completed. How to write the compound entry? I think you have got the point, I think so. How to write the compound entry, ma? This transaction should be done on the same date or different data? Same date. Okay, now this transaction should be done on the same date. So only the transactions are done on the same date. For the transactions only we need to pass the compound entry. How to post the compound entry? We have clearly seen. Now I will give one compound entry. Please try to post it. Please try to post. Okay, now don't search the meaning, but I will write certain random compound entry. Certain random compound entry. A's capital account debit. B's capital account debit to C's capital account. 5,000, 5,000 and 10,000. Try to post this compound entry. So what is the entry? A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit to C's capital account. What are the amounts? 5,000, 5,000 and 10,000. What is the meaning of this journal entry? I will discuss at the point of partnership, but normal journal entry I have given. Try to post this journal entry in 3 accounts. What are the 3 accounts? A's capital account, B's capital account and C's capital account. How many accounts we need to open? We need to open the 3 accounts. What are the accounts? A's capital account, B's capital account and C's capital account. Completed, huh? Okay. A's capital account will get which balance? Debit balance. B's capital account will get the debit balance and C's capital account will get the credit balance. So if you see normal like this only. So imagine this is an account. So A's capital account, and next one is called as what, ma? B's capital account. And next one, C is capital account. In the A's capital account, we have to record on which side, ma? Debit side, because the A is debited or credited. A is debited, so that we need to record on the debit side with an opposite asset. What is the opposite asset here? C. So 2C is capital account. How much, ma? What is the amount we need to record? 5,000. Because in front of the A's capital account, how much amount is presented? 5,000. So that we need to record how much amount, ma? 5,000. In the same way, in the B's capital, which side we need to record? We need to record on the debit side, because the B's capital is presented on the debit side of the journal entry. So with the opposite account, what is the opposite account here? C's capital. So 2C's capital account, how much, ma? 5,000. Okay. So A's capital account and B's capital account is having the debit balance or credit balance? Is having the debit balance. Now we have to post on which account, ma? C's capital account. So C's capital account is debited or credited? Is credited, so that we need to post on the credit side. Okay. But we are having the two debits or one debit? We are having the two debits, so that by A's capital account, how much, ma? 5,000. Because A's capital account is having only 5,000. And by B's capital account, how much, ma? 5,000. Like this, we need to post the compound entries into the ledger accounts. Okay, now you know the balancing. In the morning section, we have learned about the balancing. In this section, we have learned about the how to post the compound entry into the ledgers. So this is how the today's section. Okay, there is still a time. Shall I continue? Okay, na sir. So there is still 10 more minutes is there. I will continue the section. Even though I am also in same position, are you understanding or not? Okay. Okay. Next, I will discuss the two journal entries about the capital and drawings. After that, we can close the section. So, how many transactions you have completed? 11, I think so. 11 only, yeah? Mm, 11. 12th transaction. Cash of rupees 1 lakh and building of rupees 10 lakhs. Made investment into the business by its owner. By its owner. WNER, OWNER. OWNER. By its owner. So what are the outcomes will come to the picture? 3 outcomes. Cash, building and owner. Normally owner should come into the picture. But here what we have to do? Instead of owner, we need to put the capital. We need to put what, ma? Capital. So here normally we'll get only 2 outcomes. But in this transaction, how many outcomes will come into the picture? 3 outcomes. So cash. Second one is called as what ma? Building. Or next one what ma? Capital. Cash is an asset or liability? Cash is an asset. So debit balance. So comes into the business or goes out? Comes in. So increases or decreases? Increases. So what we have to do? Debit. Next one. Building means asset. Which balance again? Again we will have the debit balance. Comes into the business or goes out? Comes in. So increases. What we have to do debit. Next, capital means what liability to the business. Why we are using the capital? In order to differentiate the outside parties. Okay, now because capital is an internal liability or external liability. Internal liability, we have to write the capital. So capital is a liability. Why we are calling it as liability? Because the owner is a different person and business is a different person, is dealt by the concept called as entity concept or business entity concept. So liability will have which balance Credit balance. So in now only the starting the business. Okay, now liability increases or decreases? Increases. At the time of making repayment to the owner, the liability will be decreases. So credit balance increases means what we have to do credit. So two items are debited, one item is credited. The debit items we need to do debit and credit item we have to do the credit. So what is the entry we'll get Cash account debit, building account debit to capital account. If you're not getting the point means you can write the separate entries. Cash account debit to capital account, building account debit to capital account. But I am writing the compound entry because easy now. We're having the two debits and one credit. What is the cash account balance? 1 lakh and 10 lakhs. So cash, in front of the cash we need to write the 1 lakh. Debit or credit? Debit. Building is debited with how much 10 lakhs. So the debit must be is always equal to creditor, always not equal to creditor. Always equal to credit. So what is the total value 11 lakhs. How to post we know. Yes or no We need to open the cash account, building account and capital account. In the cash account we have to write 2 capital. How much 1 lakh. In the building account we have to write 2 capital 10 lakhs. In the capital account, by cash 1 lakh, by building how much 10 lakhs. So in this how we will open the ledgers and we will post the ledgers. So next one, final one for this section. So transaction number what 13. Okay guys, owner taken away the goods of rupees 1 lakh. Owner taken away the goods of rupees 1 lakh. Okay Kavya, why are you laughing? And cash of rupees 1 lakh. Owner taken away the goods of rupees 1 lakh and cash of rupees 1 lakh. What are the outcomes? Taken away for personal use. For what For personal use. What are the outcomes? How many outcomes will come to the picture? 3 or 2 or 1? 3 outcomes. Why ma? Because the owner taken away the goods and cash. So here 3 outcomes will be there. What are the 3 outcomes? For the goods, we need to use the word called as what ma? Purchases. So purchases, cash and the drawings. So instead of owner, we need to put the word called as what ma? Drawings. Okay na? Why? We already discussed in the terminologies level. In the class 1, we have discussed about the drawings. Anything owner taken away for his personal use is called as a drawings. Okay. Purchases means what ma? Expenditure. Purchase means what ma? Expenditure. Which balance? Debit balance. We already clearly discussed always the expenditure increases or decreases. Increases. But here the purchase value is reducing. Why sir? Here owner taken away goods or outside party taken away the goods? Owner taken away the goods. We have to reduce this value from where? We need to reduce the value from the purchases. So here in this case, please keep the star point. In this case, purchase value will be decreases. Because the owner will taken away the goods on cost price or selling price. The owner will taken away the goods on cost price itself. If you made the sales to the outside person, we will make on selling price. What is the meaning of selling price, sir? Cost plus profit is called as a selling price. But here the owner will taken away goods on cost price itself. He will not add the profit because he is using for the own purpose. He know the price of the good, so that he will take at a cost price or selling price, cost price, so that we are reducing from the purchases. If it is a selling price, means it should be treated as a sales. But here we should not treat it as a sales because we are taken away by the proprietor. So debit balance, what we need to do ma? Decreases means credit. Next one, cash. Cash is an asset or liability? Asset. Which balance ma? Debit balance. So cash comes into the business or goes out? Goes out. So what we have to do? We are decreasing or increasing? So decreases. So debit balance decreases means credit. Next one. Drawings means what ma? Asset. Drawings means what ma? Asset. Debit balance. Increases or decreases? Increases. Initially we are not having any drawings. Now only we are having the drawings. So increases. What we have to do ma? Debit. What is the entry we will get? Here the purchase is credited, cash is credited and drawings is debited. So what is the entry? Drawings account debit. In the place of drawings, we can write the capital also, no problem. In the place of drawings, we can write the capital. Then how we have to treat ma? In that place, the capital value is reducing. Capital value is reducing. Capital liability credit balance decreases. What we have to do? Debit. Or we can write the drawings, no problem. So to what ma? To purchases account and to cash account. So what is the purchase value? 1 lakh and 1 lakh. Okay. So purchase should be credited or debited? Credited. So 1 lakh and 1 lakh. Then what is the total value ma? 2 lakhs. In this how we need to post the entry. How to post this particular entry into the ledgers? How many ledgers we need to open? 3 ledgers. Drawings account, purchase account and cash account. In the drawings account, we need to write the debit or credit. We need to record on the debit side because in the journal entry, drawings is debited or credited? Debited. So 2 purchases, how much? 1 lakh. 2 cash, how much ma? 1 lakh. In the purchase account, we need to record on the credit side because in this particular entry, purchase is credited. So with the name of what ma? Drawings. By drawings, how much? 1 lakh. In the cash account, by drawings, how much? 1 lakh. Like that, we need to pass the ledgers. So this is how we completed the today's section. Some more discussion will be continued in the next class. So is there any doubts? By the end of the tomorrow, almost the journal entries will be completed. So I will give the homework. You have to do all the, okay, not today, tomorrow. Try to solve the question number. I think so question number 2 is completed. Question number 1 completed, huh? Okay. Please leave the question number 2 because question number 2 is just like a traditional approach, but we are not following the traditional approach. Okay, now left the question number 2. Try to solve the question number 3. Try to solve the question number 3. How you will do? Post the journal entries, open the ledger accounts. Open the ledger accounts. Then come to the next class. I will discuss about the Vatma trial balance in the next class. Okay, na? Thank you. Please leave 2 more pages, I think so. How many journal entries are getting in one page? One side? 2. Then we have to leave. Please leave 5 pages. 5 pages and start the question number 3. Okay, na? Write the journal entries and open the ledger accounts. T format is sufficient. T format is sufficient. Balance that and try to, if you know that trial balance means, post the trial balance. The trial balance should be what ma? Should get tally. Okay. If you are having any doubts means, you can ask in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.